Cypriots are somewhat traditional when it comes to food, right? When we were working on the name, I remember this concept of the strong emotional connection with the souvlaki, how my father used to do it, how my tatas used to do it.
O Tatas is bringing souvlaki back to where it belongs.
Built in Cyprus, it is a modern souvlaki concept with a simple menu.
Fast service, and one clear promise. Honest souvlaki. Made quick, made right, made consistent. Just like the old times.
Invest in people. That's the most important part for us.
Hiring, is the most important thing. Not only to find the adequate people, but also to place them in the adequate position.
Mm-hmm. What's the hardest thing in terms of financial when running restaurants?
If you have €100 in your bank account, probably 5 is gonna be yours.
I like doing it, I like eating it. How hard can it be?
When you travel, I prefer to go in an underground place, real people. Maybe I want it to be less good.
I like that. I like that shit. There is nothing more emotional than food, isn't it? You just smell it, you eat it, and it takes you back. Hello. Welcome to another episode of Made in Cyprus, or how you rebranded us, Mitsiella Rotsi. Big business story from a tiny island. And today is a very special day because, as you can see, we are not in the usual setup. We are in a souvlagirico. Alla denine your normal souvlagirico. This is O Tatas in Nicosia, which is a brand that me and my team at Factory 39 worked really hard last year to bring to life. We get together with the brilliant founders. And today we'll be talking about, souvlaki obviously, but all good things in life with Christos and George Chimonides, also known AKA as the Chimonides brothers. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you for
Welcome
coming.
to Tatas.
Thank you. Like I always been very, very curious to see how this was coming to life. And I can say from the first moment you enter into this shop, it does not look like a souvlagirico at all.
Yeah.
What was the concept, the idea then behind all of this?
Okay, the idea, of course, it was to not change the souvlaki, not bring a modern version of it, just modernize everything around it so we can provide a very consistent and high quality souvlaki, but what we all know, like when we cook at home and what we expect from souvlaki place.
It's a saturated market, right? I think it's a saturated and complex market. I think these two go hand to hand as very important problems to solve when you're trying to set up a brand like this, because everyone has a strong opinion about how souvlaki should be. And remember, when we were doing the brand research, there were people fighting on online forums that you cannot put tahini. Tahini is for Nicosian. In Limassol you use tzatziki. In Paphos you use that. So it's a very emotional piece of food for Cypriot family, and there are many of these shops. So what was that problem that you guys wanted to solve? Then said, okay, we can actually own this space. We can be positioned that way, and we can shake up a bit the industry. Let's say.
I think from a business perspective, the oversaturation of so many shops being around and so much supply, it created all the problems around it. So most of Cyprus, including us, they have issue with the consistency that usually is reflected on quality, obviously. That was the primary target. And of course, speed, because it's a fast food. It's a section of the fast food industry, but it's slow. If you call it like on Friday, usually it's like they say 1 hour to deliver or something that is way more than the expected fast food. So this was created mainly from what I believe from the oversaturation of the market, and then the prices stayed behind. So if you cannot charge right, then you need to cut from your operations, from quality, and that's where the problems created with the consistency.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, like everybody else, they are very emotionally bounded to this food. We are also very emotionally bounded to this food. So we have to remember that we grew up with our father making, for us, the best souvlaki, which I think that's how everybody feels, like they are making the best souvlaki. But he was really every now and then he was really saying, I'm gonna open a souvlaki place when I retire, because there's no souvlaki place around here that we can actually get this product. So I think this idea matured in our heads for quite a long time.
Nah, I love that emotional hook, and it's so true, because I think Cypriots are somewhat traditional when it comes to food, right? They like to have those exact same thing at a specific time in their life circles, right? And also when we were working, I'm getting goosebumps, because when we were working on the name, I remember this concept of the strong emotional connection with the souvlaki, how my father used to do it, how my tatas used to do it. And then we remember we were exploring a lot of different names, and then we landed on this O Tatas. Because I remember you guys wanted to bring back those flavors, and there is nothing more emotional than food, isn't it? You just smell it, you eat it, and it takes you back.
Yeah, instantly.
Nah.
And it's not just about food, it's the whole experience. It's not just the sense of tasting something.
Yeah.
It's the expectation. Usually you have some friends around, or so it's food is usually linked with happy time, or whatever how you can say. But to answer what was the main issue, the main challenge was exactly the pricing. Because when you go into an oversaturated market, you need to price it correctly for the business, and then you face the not the constraint, how people perceive it.
No.
That they still think that it should be €5 per pita. That's ridiculous.
Let's talk about that, because I think one of the challenging proposition on how this brand, specifically O Tatas, wants to be positioned in the market is fast, good, and reasonably priced in relation to the quality of the ingredients that you guys are using. How is that narrative taking place? Because we all know that there is a lot of fire on social media, on reviews. There is a lot of conversation from people that are saying that souvlaki is becoming too expensive. Well, the reality is everything is becoming too expensive. How do you manage that relationship between price, speed, quality, and everything else that is going on with the cost of living in Cyprus, or specifically at places like Limassol? I think we are in Nicosia, so I think it's still probably not as exaggerated as Limassol, because Limassol is becoming a fucking shit show now to live for. How should be a souvlaki priced, and what is your strategy into managing this relationship with price and quality and speed?
We always first create the product that we believe it's good, and then we price it accordingly. I mean, in terms of margins and whatever else is into place. So we believe that if a product is good, it will eventually win back this bad approach that people have in increased prices. It's not really very technical. I mean, if you cannot go lower than that, we really are at the lower that we can be. And I believe that, because I thought it quite for a long time why people have this hate and this high opinionated about prices in the food industry in general.
Είμαστε Κυπραίος, that's why.
No, I think no one will say, oh, the prices of lawyers went up.
Yeah.
Because it's not, if you're paying a lawyer, most probably it's not for good. I mean, in the general public. So, I mean, for people, for actual the public, everything is going up, and the restaurant industry was always the comfort for them. I mean, was always a nice place to be with family, with friends, to have some food. So when the restaurants are increasing their prices, it's like going on the opposite side from their emotions.
They become enemies,
They become enemies, and it's a clash for them. So that's why I think they have this hate.
Yeah.
But I believe it's from a small proportion of the actual market that they discuss so much about the prices and they complain.
No.
Maybe someone says, okay, it's going up, but okay, I'm okay with that. Everything goes up, and it's just the rate of inflation that increases. Not that we always had inflation. The problem with specific things in the market is that you cannot constantly change the price. Like the barber shop. I mean, they cannot change every year the price of the haircut.
Yeah.
The same with Souvlaki, because it's a so well-known product. They usually believe it went up, but it didn't go up.
Yeah.
If you deconstruct the whole product, so if you get how much products you are getting 300 grams of meat. So if you go out and check that meat, obviously is the most expensive ingredient. So if you go out and check all the food, the fast food offerings, you will see that no one has so much meat in the product. If you go to a pasta place, pizza place, a burger place, even the burger, like usually they put 100, 150 grams of patty. It's not
Yeah. Now
300 grams. If you're gonna buy a 300 grams burger, it's gonna be €20.
Yeah. No, it's crazy. Now there is all this
Smash.
The crazy
80 grams.
the crazy trend with the smash
Yeah.
with the smash. How do you like you guys obviously you are a serial entrepreneur in the food industry. You have high-end brands, you have middle brands, you have pizza brands, which we're gonna get into that. I wanna know your personal opinion about the smash burger, and then I'll tell you mine.
I said that you don't like it.
Personally, I love it. I mean, I prefer it than...
Interesting. You don't like it, Chris?
I like it.
You like it?
Yeah.
And you like it as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I prefer it than the big one.
Interesting. I would have.
Yes.
I would have
Especially for
bet
fast
my
food.
I would have bet my money that you guys were against it.
No. If I go to a high-end, not a high-end, to a medium end, whatever,
Nah.
a restaurant,
Yes.
okay, I need the big patty to
Taste
be
the
medium
meat.
rare.
Yeah.
Nah.
But if I'm gonna buy something from the street,
Nah.
of course I want this smash and be, because that's
Lots
the...
of cheese and pickles.
Fair
And you
enough.
can hide the lower quality of beef if you have a patty like that.
Fair enough.
I
Fair
think
enough.
it's the comfort that we get in these kind of foods. Like,
No.
for example, for me, a burger needs to have that highly processed cheese, that it's not cheese, that melts quite nicely, and it's a nice mouthfeel.
No.
I mean, if you give me a burger with, I don't know, gorgonzola or something, I mean, I'm not gonna get it. I don't need that.
You
I
want
will
the
eat my
classic paper wrap, and the paper
Yeah.
is a bit
That's
shitty.
the comfort
patty
for
is a
me.
bit oily.
Yeah.
Your beard gets messy, but you have that. Yeah.
I need that comfort for me when I'm having a burger. If I want to have a gorgonzola, I will just have it with a glass of wine.
No, it's
So-
interesting. I like how you frame it. Like I think I'm in your same way. What I have a fundamental hate on when a food trend becomes too trendy, and all you can fucking see everywhere is smash burgers. And I said, Daxi, smash burger is one thing. But now it became so trendy that all of a sudden is all you see online, is all you see in the menus, is get advertised quite a lot. And I think it's what you said, like seeing a smash burger into a more fancy burger place, it tells me that, you're just doing it because of the trend. So
Yeah.
you're kind of diverting from your original high-end concept into taking what everyone else in the market is doing, which is tricky. Guys, so Salt and Fire, Biga, Heritage, Core, and now O Tatas. How did you get into that position? Where did you start? And when you decided that, okay, we want to be food entrepreneurs, how was the journey into that?
I think that is linked to our background, because I'm coming from a more corporate business background. Christos used to be a pilot. So it's not that we just wanted a restaurant. We didn't know that. We started with Salt and Fire. We are always trying to improve and optimize our operations, not just during the shift, throughout the day, with checklists and stuff. And then we reached a position where we said, okay, we are working so hard on all this stuff that we improved, that there is value to open more projects. Actually, it was very, very quickly, like it was 4 or 5 months after opening Salt and Fire. If I just studied that because I didn't get into that line of thought before, but it was COVID, and we were discussing, okay, what's next now? Because we opened Salt and Fire for 4 months, then we had the COVID break.
Yeah.
It was very successful during the first 4 months, so we had a lot of time to think, and we're thinking what's next and what we wanna do next. The opportunity with Mykonos project, we opened a pop-up Salt and Fire for one summer in Mykonos. And I think it was like so early, like 4 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Salt and Fire is a high-end meat on fire destination concept,
Yep.
right? Why did you decide to start with that then? What was the originator of the story that that's what you want to do as your first restaurant?
I think Salt and Fire is not just a concept that we came up. It's like who we are. It was what we are doing at our place. At home, and it's where Salt and Fire is now. It was from the beginning, and we did it very organically at the beginning. I was working somewhere else as a chartered accountant, and I was doing steak nights every Friday. So it grew very organically, and then I said, okay, I'm gonna quit my job and turn this habit into a business.
What did your wife say?
She was not my wife back then, so she couldn't
So
say a lot.
The opinions were a bit less
Yes,
relevant.
yeah. She was okay with that. She didn't comment a lot. Yeah.
We'll see.
Yes. We'll see how it goes.
The pies and then Milome. And you, Chris, from a pilot to a food entrepreneur, how the fuck did that happen?
Well, it's. I mean, we grew up with restaurants and the whole idea, and it's not like it came at the point that the decision was made. I was thinking of becoming a chef before actually becoming a pilot, so I always wanted that. It's not something that came in the middle of nowhere. So after COVID, because we already had the Salt and Fire, so I lost my job for 18 months while I was flying. So I got into Salt and Fire a bit more seriously involved, I mean. And then when COVID went away, I had to decide because I tried to postpone my getting back to aviation as much as I could. And at some point, my previous company said to me, you have to decide because, I mean, we need you. And at that point, I couldn't go because we had the Mykonos project. So the decision was obvious. I mean, I had to stick with the plan.
Yeah.
But generally, I mean, I choose lifestyle in Cyprus over lifestyle of becoming
On the sky.
Yeah.
Would you say you're happier with where you are now?
I am, given the circumstances. It's not black and white.
No.
I'm sure I would have been happy as a pilot too. I mean, it's not black and white for me.
Would you say that you have a busier lifestyle now, or when managing all this restaurant and being a side entrepreneur versus being a pilot?
Believe it or not, I think I am much more stable now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you manage to manage the expectations and the lifestyle and the pressure and all of this stuff, you have a much more stable lifestyle.
Yeah. I have a question that I'm sure everyone listening from home when the episode goes live will also have. Do you get first class food in the pilot cup?
It depends on the company, actually.
Okay. Were you eating well though while you were flying?
Yeah, I got like more than 15 kilos when I was flying.
But not from the aircraft food. I mean, he was taking with him food. And
you were taking with it.
I was, but the food was good in Aegean.
Even of τον Gleftikon or...
Αλλά, συγγνώμη, the super sexy hot, the steward hostess that knocks on the phone, hey, Mr. Cabin, hey, Mr. Pilot, here is your food, puts the towel.
It does happen.
Does it exist?
In some companies, yes.
Oh,
in some
interesting.
companies still,
It's
yeah.
a dream of everyone.
But no, actually, I was really taking lots of food with me.
Nah.
Even when we flew to Heathrow,
Nah.
we had a curry place near Heathrow in Haslo. So we called the guy when we were in Larnaca and said to him, we are taking off now, so we'll be there in like 4 or 5 hours. And this is our order, like for everybody.
Amazing.
And my captain used to go out with the passengers, take the delivery and came back to the plane.
Amazing.
Not necessarily legal, but I don't care anymore. So it was good times.
Nah, it's fascinating. Also, because like there is this highly romanticized picture of pilots as well, but it's fucking hard work.
It really depends on the company. I mean, that romantic side it still exists in some companies, not in Europe so much.
No.
Apart from a couple of companies that still flying as they used to be. But yeah, in some companies it's quite romantic. It's not that hard.
No.
It's not that hard.
Actually, it's a very stationary job as well. I mean, you're sitting there most of the day as well. So from a health perspective, I think what you're doing now, even if you're surrounded by food, you're much more active going up and down.
If you're a professional and you're good at your job, it's easy. Like I think in this
Most of the fields.
most of the fields this applies. If you're good at your job and you love it, it's not so bad.
So, guys, you have an interesting combination, right? Because you have high-end meat, then you have Napolitan pizza, then you have the Heritage is a venue, right?
Yes.
You have a venue place, then you have Core, which is more like a refined culinary experience with nicely designed menus and everything. And then you have Tatas, which is fast but good souvlaki. So, to me, on paper, they look all like pillars that do not share much in common. Like from a customer perspective, right? They look like completely different brand. From an operational perspective, how does it work? Is there cross-pollination of processes? Do you take things from high end into souvlaki, from souvlaki into high end? How does it work from an operational perspective, also to manage them successfully, and also to make decent margin? Because that's in food, it's all about that -2, -3. No, how does it work?
Okay, from kitchen perspective, Christos can speak for that part, but in general, it's what I said before, like optimizing the management procedures.
No.
And then if you do that, then everything applies in most of the projects. Okay, you have different discussions, you have slightly different things to tackle, but usually it's HR related. It's human resource, like all business, I guess. At least customer facing business. If you tackle this correctly, then it's easier to like have different type of projects.
Yeah.
Of course, it would have been way easier for us the process if we just had 4 salt and fires. But through this process, I think we managed to like get in a better position. Less fragile, and
Yeah, and Christos, from the food and the kitchen perspective, then
I think if you have the same approach applies to all of the projects. So the fundamentals of having independent teams working by themselves with good support and good management and solid processes, it still applies to even if it's a fine dining or if it's a fast food or it's a pizza or a steakhouse. I mean, it really is the same as in terms of the approach. The problems and issues are quite different. One is handling dough, which is very sensitive to humidity and temperature, and it takes a lot of time to recover. I mean, if you screw up a dough batch, you need 2 days to recover. There's no fast way to recover.
yeah.
But on the other side, you have a piece of meat which costs like €1,000 for a small piece. If you don't manage it correctly, then you throw away €1,000. So, but the processes are still the same.
No.
So I think the solid point here is to build bulletproof processes and build good communication with the teams and have a good environment, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you manage them quite the same way.
and invest in people. I mean, that's the most important part for us.
Yeah, it starts with that.
Yeah.
Hiring, I mean, it's the most important thing to not only to find the adequate people, but also to place them in the adequate position. I mean, it's more tricky than that.
Did you guys move someone from one place to another because you thought it was a better fit in that restaurant? Has anything like this ever happened among your restaurants?
It happened in the beginning.
No.
Yes, at the beginning, yes. Not in like a guy from the service team going be a chef at the pizza
of
place.
course.
But yes, we try to. We believe that everyone has the skill set to do something new and to explore something.
Yeah.
And we are very open to that.
Yeah. And George, like from your accounting background, what important lessons did you take into managing your businesses then?
Of course, the importance of the financials and like the backbone of every business. If you don't have the financial
And what's the hardest thing in terms of financial when running restaurants then?
The most challenging that usually goes wrong and restaurants close, it's managing of cash flow.
Yeah.
But because it's a cash-rich business, you usually have more cash than you actually think you have.
Yeah.
You have a lot of credit in. No one owns to you. I mean, because the customers pay at the when you buy the product, but you have all these creators and stuff that you need to manage this aspect
Yeah.
as well. We didn't have that problem because I was aware from the beginning, but yeah, it's challenging.
So it's basically having an accurate, real-time understanding of posu erchume in terms of money, right?
Exactly.
That is hard. So most of the time, people wait till the end of the year and they have a vision of, and they have an assumption what they have money-wise, but then it's not reality, right? Because there's that lack of real-time money situation.
Yeah. If you have 100 euro in your bank account, probably 5 it's gonna be yours.
No.
So if you are not financially educated
No.
and you believe that if you collected this 100 euro, you can spend them,
No.
it's where it goes wrong.
No, it's interesting. Yeah.
And the motives play a big role here as well, because if you're motivated by cash, you're really you have this need to spend that money. So that's another issue as well. But if the motives are clearly business oriented, you are a bit more reluctant of actually spending the money. You have the understanding of.
But our approach, I mean, from the beginning was that, even when I was just alone, because Christos joined afterwards, like after COVID, I never thought that the business is like something that we share the same financials personally, or it's my money, let's say.
Yeah.
We never, no, even from the first month, even before opening the restaurant, we had the pop-up events. I'll always treat them as a different entity, and yeah, that helped a lot into managing that part.
No, it's interesting what you said as well. The most important thing is having that clear understanding of the money, and I think again we're going back into food being an emotional place, right? But also a lot of the people that are getting into the food industry, they're getting from a food industry from the food perspective versus a business perspective.
Yes.
You know, I like doing it, I like eating it. How hard can it be? Well, it turns out it's actually really, really hard. So it's actually really sad to see a lot of really talented people that have some great culinary idea and an incredibly strong emotional and passion foundation. They don't have that money aspect. Because we're talking about some very tiny margins that make success and breaks it, isn't it?
Yes, quite. Can be even 10% or even less. It depends how you manage it. But there are many aspects, and because food industry, I believe it's in the entertainment section.
Yeah.
And it's not just the food. So you need the ambience, you need the comfort. Let's say if you take the climate control system, maybe it's 10, 15,000. If you don't understand that there is a depreciation into that, and you end up after 7 years not working properly, people will come here, they will feel warm, they will feel cold in winter. This is reflected to your quality. Maybe we think it's just souvlaki. It's not the souvlaki. It's how you feel when you sit at the chair. Does not have an infinite number of years. After 5-6 years, you need to a new one.
Yeah.
If you don't have, I mean, it's all this and
it makes sense.
It's how. Yeah.
So in that percentage of price, quality, food, and experience, the actual experience that goes beyond the food, you know, how you enter into a place, what you see, and the enjoyment, you know, the experience that goes beyond the food. How important is that?
Equally or even more important than the actual food. I mean, you cannot, if you only have good food, it will not make any sense.
Yeah.
So, I mean...
I think that's why it's called hospitality and not fatality or whatever.
Yeah.
It's because you host people, and when
Yeah.
you host someone, you need your toilet to be clean, not just to be clean, to feel clean,
Yeah.
to smell nice.
Yeah.
All these parts is not just
Or to just look
And
nice
I
as
think-
well. You know?
Yeah.
No, I think, and even the industry is surviving like this for many years. We all know places and we go and visit that the food is okay, but you feel nice if you go there. I mean, if you have like a single date out,
No.
you will enjoy go there, even if the food is so and so.
No.
But the other way around, it never happens so often. Only like very hardcore foodies will go to a place that is like a shitty place with bad service, but the food is great.
No.
I mean,
I
would
like
never-
that. I like that shit.
I like that, but
Yeah,
it
but-
has a different hospitality in
it
it.
is.
Maybe
How often?
When I travel. When I travel.
And then how often will you consider going alone eating just for the food? I mean,
I don't know.
You
I think-
usually you want company. So if you want someone with you, it means that it's not just the food.
Depends on
It's
the
that-
occasion. Depends on the occasion.
I think is what you said is important when you travel, because this is how I feel as well. Let's say if I go to Athens or London, I prefer to go in a underground place,
Same.
that real people. I don't care so much about the decor.
Same.
Maybe I want it to be less good, so people don't go there. So I will go in and actually see what the actual people enjoy and eat. So when I travel, I definitely move away from flashy things and very touristy.
No.
It's not just that the flashy things. Still, the Paranga place, still there is a hospitality element,
no.
but in a different aspect, not the flashy marble stuff.
No, I'll tell you what it is. If we break this concept down, I think it's a concept of managing expectations.
Yes.
Right? I have no fucking problem of paying €500 for a dinner, right? Every once in a blue moon, I don't mind. Allah, I know how much I'm gonna pay, and the single fucking moment I am entering that place, that the tip of my fingernail of my toe enter the place, I want that experience. Right? I have no problem paying for that, but it has to be worth it, right? And if I go to the Paranga place, to the shitty place that has great food and the didn't change anything in the shop for the last 50 years, I'm gonna get a good food, but I also know that the experience is gonna be different.
Yeah, but
right?
what we miss on that is not that we want every aspect to be at a very good level. If you go to a sandwich place
No.
and the guy there is rude,
That's
to you,
exactly.
Are you gonna like? No.
No,
So
no,
it's
no.
part of the hospitality. That's
So
what.
stop.
It's not that we want a good. Maybe you go to a Souvlaki place and because they open everything, it's windy, it's nice during the summer. Still, you don't need the air conditioning,
No, no.
but you need to feel. If you feel
No.
more comfortable, of course, it's gonna be nicer the experience.
No.
In terms of emotions and expectations, I visited a Paranga place in an island in Greece, and I remember it really had nothing. I mean, the worst chairs you could find, not the roof over our head, and I remember we ordered like fish and a salad, and the tomato in that salad was really the most amazing tomato you could ever taste. And in terms of what I felt at that point is that someone in the Baranga wakes up in the morning, goes to
Yes.
the market and finds the best tomato
Yes.
for me.
Yes.
So that emotional part that actually made me
Yes.
interested about and
Yes.
felt like a positive emotion, that's hospitality.
No,
The
it
full
was
stop.
exactly
It doesn't
what you were
matter
saying,
where
George.
you are, it doesn't matter. That's
No, no.
hospitality because a guy thought of me or the customer
No.
and went the extra mile to deliver me that. So that's hospitality.
I'll tell you two stories.
And
that I-
maybe he's a rude guy. He doesn't
Yeah.
speak the language or whatever,
but he knows how to
he
do
knows
that.
what's
He
good for
cares.
me. He cares.
People want to be
He cares
taken
about.
care of.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
knows. Yeah.
Because our mom, when she was giving us the milk and the first thing that we were sucking in our life, she was caring. I think we have this never-ending connection to the caring aspect of the food. Goes back to the hospitality, right? So the most sacred element, even in the medieval ages, was the guest, right? So they have to feel protected and well nourished and everything. And it's very interesting what you were saying, Chris, as well, because it reminds me two stories on both sides of the spectrum. One story was like me and Georgia, my girlfriend, we were in Thailand and we rented this shitty cabin, but it was in the behind there was the jungle and in the front there was the sea with nothing. It was amazing with the monkeys and stuff. And there was a husband and a wife and a son that were managing this, let's say, hotel, and they were cooking, and every day they didn't have a menu. He was going in the garden, he was going fishing, and then he was telling the story. I just caught this fish, I prepared it like that, and it was very cheap, plastic plates and plastic chairs. But Allah, the whole story and the whole concept, and this was 10, 15 years ago, and I still remember, I can almost visualize that
That's
place
the
and smell
important
the
thing,
food.
that you still remember it.
Yeah. Because people forget what you do, but they will never forget how they make you feel, isn't it?
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
all about that.
exactly,
And the other story on the shit side of the spectrum is that once, and I remember when we were doing our brand strategy workshop, I told you this. I wanted to take my family for a fish taverna one Sunday, and because in Cyprus we're very bad with Google opening hours, so I pick up the phone and I call, hey guys, I want to come for lunch. It's 4 people. Are you open? And the gentleman on the other line told me, I pick up the phone. What do you think?
Yes.
Signomi, fuck you.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep my money. Not only I'm not coming, I'm gonna tell all my friends about it.
Yeah. And you're still telling the story. I mean, how
And I'm
many
still
years-
telling the story.
yeah.
I get invited to speak, and I'm telling the story. Such a simple thing. 15-second interaction with the customer destroy the brand.
Exactly.
It's crazy.
It's these bad experiences that the impact that bad feelings have. I think they are much higher than the
Yeah.
positive ones.
Yeah.
I mean, and this is what we struggle sometimes, because when we go out in any restaurant, and like the story with the tomato, if you go to a restaurant and they serve you the shittiest tomato that you can find, the bad thing that you feel is that really nobody cared about me. I mean, nobody saw that tomato, nobody tasted it. Even the guy who cut it, even the guy who plated it. I mean, it passed through like 7, 8 hands until it ended up in my
Amen.
plate, and it destroyed my experience. Let's say I don't know if everybody feels like this, or it's the customer norm to feel like this. But for us, that at least we're in the industry, this is very strong.
Especially if you have 7 ingredients and tomato is one of them.
Yeah, and that's why in
You know,
Thailand
the-
you get amazing food, because the ingredients are.
Yeah, and it's all simple stuff, right? They always use the same ingredients. The tomato sauce the tomato is the king, isn't it? It has to be good.
There was a study about what makes what is the most important aspects of people getting disappointed from a restaurant, and number 1 was waiting to be seated.
Yeah.
When you enter, the amount of time you are wait there without someone talking
be
to you,
greeted.
because you feel like people see me and they think I'm stupid. I mean, I don't know what to do. And when you leave and you ask for the receipt, because you wait and someone tells you are not gonna leave, you're still gonna wait for me to bring. So this what they show that is how people feel about it. It's not what they taste.
Yeah.
If you feel stupid, you will not forget it.
Yeah, it's interesting, and again goes back to experience, right? There was again a case study on the relationship between being satisfied by a taxi service and the waiting time, right? So they were trying to get the taxi as faster to the customer, but they were seeing the problem the wrong way, because it's not the amount of time that you're waiting for the taxi, is knowing when it will arrive. Right, because you order it and you're looking at the window, you're looking at your phone, you have even these 20, 30 minutes of uncertainty when the taxi will arrive. So how they solved it is that they started doing live trackers where your taxi is. So the taxi is not coming faster. Maybe it's even coming slower than before. Allah,
But
you know.
I think we discussed this during the brand with the pizzas. I think pizzas did it first with at which stage your pizza is that you order.
Yeah.
And it actually didn't actually.
It's not faster.
No, and it was not actually tracking the sequence. It was just an automated flagging of the process. I was saying, we receive your order is preparing, your pizza is in the oven, but it was not actually doing that.
It's experiential.
It was just a loading platform.
It's like what the platforms have now, that you get a notification, a human has seen your order.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just exactly that okay, a human has seen.
No? So I've been listened, right? So and I think that is an important mindset switch, right? So protecting the experience, but not necessarily making the operation faster. It's just giving this person reassurance that things are happening, right?
It's managing expectations.
It's managing
generally, and
expectation.
feelings,
Yeah, 100%. Guys, so Well, obviously, congratulations on the launch. This looks fucking awesome. I've been following the reviews as well. Everyone raving about it. I know people are coming back. I tried the food. Tastes amazing.
Thanks.
Let's talk about the actual process, from idea to opening. Guide me through how it works, because you guys have done it for a few times. I have a food idea. Okay, so how do I bring it to life and I'll make it successful? What are the components that need to be built into it?
Okay, first of all, I mean, if you have the experience of food industry, it helps a lot.
Yeah.
That's our case. So the next thing is to understand what product, and when I say product, I mean what we said before, the hosting experience.
Yeah.
How people will feel when they come there. What is the important elements of this experience?
So do you start from the menu then when you said about
Not from
food?
okay, it's the sexy thing. It's the interesting thing. Of course, you're gonna talk a bit about the menu, but it's not that it's the most important. If you're gonna open a pizza place, it doesn't. I mean, if you're gonna open a Napolitan pizza place, okay, what menu? It's gonna be you're gonna have 8 pizzas.
No.
You want for sure the basic ones, and then you start with them. Anyway, you're gonna change them through the process.
And that's the benchmark.
Yes,
say.
but let's say if we compare Biga, the pizza place, with Tatas, it's completely different. Biga is in the center of Old Town. It's not so accessible. If you're gonna go there, you for sure you are looking for that experience. Here, it's very accessible. It's in the main road. There is plenty of parking around. So all these elements are the important ones for the experience. So you need to identify what are the main elements, and then you probably need to find the location. And from our experience now, we see that it's also important to find who's gonna running the project.
Yeah.
Who's gonna be the person responsible for that.
Yeah. But you guys had a very clear vision from Tatas, isn't it?
Yeah, but in terms of the process of from zero to actually opening the restaurant, it's important to understand that we separate completely some tasks. So, for example, for Tatas, we knew that we have to end up with a solid proof process of meat handling for a good product. So George didn't actually was not involved in the actual day-to-day trials and back and forth. Apart from the George, please try this. George, please try this, or let's do this blind taste and tell me which one you prefer. And on my side, I was not involved in any of the design apart from Chris, do you like this color? Yes. Or Chris, let's do a branding workshop. I was not involved in the design. I was not involved in the actual building up the place. So, I mean, I actually arrived here like 2.5 months after the construction started. I think that's very healthy in this business, because what I was needed to be involved in how we're gonna do the kitchen and what equipment do you need. And my job was to find the equipment that it's good for us and actually try it, and then say to George, listen, I want this, this, and this, and we need this amount of space, we need this amount of fridge space, we need this handling equipment. So this was important for me.
Yeah.
Finding the location was very important, but was not my priority.
Yeah.
So actually delegate the priorities. I think it's very important in the beginning.
Yeah.
From zero to start the process.
So how is your relationship going, being brothers and working together?
It was. I mean, now we don't
It's
work.
quite stable for the past 2 years now. I can say.
You stopped beating each other. Yeah. Last
we
year.
don't have
Separate
so
the
many
offices.
interactions.
No, honestly,
anymore.
it can be challenging working with family. Yeah.
Yes.
No.
It's the most challenging part, I think.
Yeah. What makes it successful? Because you guys are what I love about you guys is that you are a very rare mix of emotion and process, and why I love brand strategies, because it's emotion and process and emotion and outcome, right? Merges the thing. Yeah. So yeah, tell me a bit more about how is it working about family and what makes it successful.
I mean, at the beginning, it was tougher because we were, working on the same tasks. It was just salt and fire. We were even working on the same position, let's say, the person that was actually grilling the steak. So if Christos was going for holidays, I couldn't go. So even if, when you have this small stuff,
Not that you wanted to go on holiday with him.
No.
yes. He has FOMO, so he usually the problem. Anyway, so I guess the problem is that when you interact for small stuff,
Yeah.
the big things, because if there is a big issue, there is no fight. I mean, it's not the problem that caused the fighting.
Yeah.
If you have a financial, let's say, problem, it's not the financial problem that will cause the fighting. It's all the small bits, like why you came late, I'm leaving early, or you don't care about this, and I need to fix it. If you separate the responsibilities, it's the best thing, and you avoid.
Which works with family or not family. The
Yeah,
reality
yeah.
is that the tiny
It
little
does.
useless problems that pollute your brain and they put you into the wrong side.
It does, but the problem with family businesses is that when two family members are involved, they believe that they are entitled with the same with the same things. I mean, they are equally responsible, equally important, equally decisive. I mean, and it's not necessarily like this. And the fundamentals, I think, to be successful is to separate the why and the how. And if the why is the same, then the how, it doesn't matter, because you'll find a way. So for us, when the way we manage to end up at the same page is to answer this question: why are we in this business? Are we in this business to have a lot of money? Are we in this business to be off on the weekends? Why are we doing this business? So when we answer that, then the how actually makes sense for both of us.
Very smart.
Yeah.
Very smart. And that's why, like, when I'm working with people, and also when we were working together, I think it was fundamental to having a shared vision, right? So that everyone can work on that, and everyone is important. The how is fixable.
It's fixable. This is where we had the clash, though, because George was always pushing a lot to get more, and to get more out of the company, to get the boundaries higher, and work more and bring more people and increase and make another project and make another project. So he's the pushing factor of the concept. And for me, it didn't make sense at the beginning. But when you actually answer the why we do this, then the how it makes sense.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that. Let's talk a bit about branding, marketing, naming. How does that work, and what role does it play in the process of launching a business? Because you guys have done this for a long time. So help people understand, what is your view from the brand and marketing aspect, and what is the role and what is the importance into launching a food business?
I think we have a very good, understanding of that, because first of all, we have 4 or 5 projects, 6 if you include Nebu, and for 2 of them, we did the workshop with you before even launching, and we see the difference. And the most important aspect is the alignment, to be on the same page. It helps also a lot for a brainstorming, like to be in dedicated time and space for the brand.
Yeah.
And then it makes everything easier and leaves out ambiguity and we are doing this, we're not doing this.
Yeah.
It goes with the brand, it doesn't go with, but no one knows. I mean, you go back and forth and you don't know if it goes. You need, of course, I'm not saying that it's a mandatory thing for a brand to be successful, but if you can do it, it's like you are buying like not a luxury, but you are fast forwarding many discussions and time saving. It's very important in this aspect. Yeah.
Do you remember when we had the old Windows that we used to do what was called the defragment? That was taking bits and pieces of the hard drive and actually making it all on the same at the same page.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
So I think that this is what the branding workshop did for us, and actually dealing with the brand before it was before the name, before everything. It actually takes all our ideas, all the whys, and actually makes it into one single page of why are we doing this, and then you take the small bits on how are you going to achieve that what you want.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult, from your side of things to convince. I was not convinced about the link of the value to the cost before doing the workshop. So I was buying a service, I was agreeing to a service without being 100% what's going to be the value versus cost. After we finished everything, we saw the benefit, and it was, of course, very helpful.
That is the pain of my life,
Yeah,
trying to explain. Also because that's also the similarity to food. Everyone is a chef.
Yeah.
Everyone has an opinion on food, right? And in terms of branding and marketing, also everyone is a CMO and a marketeer. They all have an opinion, right? So it's a lot, again, going back into managing the expectation and putting it down and developing that experience. Yeah, I think it's important, especially if you're going into saturated competitive markets, right? You really need to know pupame and how are we gonna go there? And if the two of us, the three of us, or the 5,000 of us is not aligning to that, it's gonna be fucking hard work. It's gonna be really, really hard. All right, guys. So let's take it for a landing. Pun intended. Where is, based on your experience and what you see, where is Cypriot food heading, if it's heading anywhere? Is there something happening, going on? What do you guys see in the food space on the island?
Can you go first?
Yeah, for me, I find some similarities with what was happening 10 years ago. We had a lot of repetition and saturation of many restaurant businesses, food businesses, that they are doing the same thing, which it comes to me now that it's quite normal. I mean, if something's successful, then another guy does that too, and it goes like this. I believe that it's heading towards a good prospect to actually evolve into a complex industry with many and different projects and different experiences. We still need a lot of time and effort, but I think it's evolving quite well.
And where is Tatas going then? What is the next step for O Tatas?
What we need to achieve with Tatas is bring back the trust to Souvlaki and the consistency, as we said before. And it's not going to be easy, because we need to convince people that the price should reflect the quality and what you get. But from what we're getting up to now, I'm very positive that people appreciate and they come back. And I mean, I get every week someone from Limassol is saying, when are you going to open to Limassol? When are you going to open to Limassol?
When are you going to open to Limassol then?
I don't know. Yeah.
I wish you all the best. I think it will definitely become my local if you guys come, because it speaks to my value, right? Consistency. I think Friday night, that's what I want. It's the end of me and Georgia's week diet of fucking beans and chicken and salads, because that's
your comfort.
That's what we try to do, and we have that expectation. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday is coming on Friday. Souvlaki time. We want it, and it has to be that consistency. And what breaks and we were talking about when we were working together. What breaks that connection is sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. So sometimes you get a good end of the week, and sometimes you get a bad end of the week. It's
a gamble.
So powerful for something that we give so granted. Okay, guys, I'm gonna tell you a sentence, one each, and then you guys help me finish the sentence, right? Let's start with you, Chris. Cypriot food culture is?
Evolving.
George, Souvlaki is?
Cypriot culture.
Guys, tradition is?
Tradition is our roots.
Branding in food is?
Branding in food is not Instagram.
Bravo!
And it's not influencers.
Bravo. And what is it then?
It's how you feel when you hear the brand. I think it's for all. It's not just the food, what I can say, but it's how you feel and what feelings bring up.
What it means to you. I love that. O Tatas
is comfort, I can say.
I like that. Guys, thank you very much. Where can people find you? Let's do a wrap up. of your projects, where they are, what they do. So if people want to try your vision, wants to taste what you guys are doing, where they can go.
So Salt and Fire is based located in Agios Ioannis in Nicosia, about 20 minutes from the city center.
Yeah.
O Tatas is located in Strovolos, Leoforos Strovolu. It's quite a central place.
Big guys in the center of Old Town.
Nice Napolitan pizzas.
Yes, it's a very especially in the summer to sit just outside.
Nice.
Yeah, we have some listed buildings around. It's very nice. And of course, we have Core Gastronomy in Limassol, just near St. Raphael. It's a fine dining restaurant with a more casual environment. It's not. We try to avoid the formalities, but still, it's a fine dining restaurant. And we have heritage venue for events near Salt and Fire at Agios Ioannis. And Nebu is coming as well, the new barbecue that we are designing.
Tell me about Nemo before we go, because it's something we didn't touch up.
Yeah. So there are some similarities to Tatas, like it's still about Souvlaki and Souvla and our tradition. And actually, we started designing that project like 6-7 years ago.
Wow.
But it was always a side thing for everyone.
It's an evolution of the Foucault, right?
Yes, it's the Foucault, but just not the standard Foucault without any feature, without evolving.
Yeah.
And there is also some additional elements for adding culinary experiences and consistencies through a closed chamber, not just...
very interesting project. When do you think will people be able to find more about Nebu?
They can find it now online, but we're gonna be, live with social media and stuff soon,
Awesome.
like in 1 month or so.
Awesome. Guys, thank you very much for your time.
Our pleasure.
Thanks for hosting me here.
Thanks for coming.
Please, I know that you guys are watching the channel. Help us support it, subscribe, tell your yaya, tell your papu, talk about the podcast. The only way that we can keep this show going and move to our vision of rebranding Cyprus with these beautiful entrepreneurial stories, if you guys hit like, subscribe, and share the message. Until next time, thank you for joining us.